Just a couple of months ago, the world celebrated Valentine's Day by spending a romantic evening out to a fancy dinner with their significant others. The sale of roses and other flowers, or at my school, the sale of student council carnation deliveries went through the roof. And students and adults alike rushed through their days to get to their after-school and after-work plans. Now, I spent my Valentine's Day staring into the dreamy blue eyes of my longtime boyfriend, Leonardo DiCaprio, as he drowned in the ocean during the movie Titanic. My heart will go on. However, those who aren't as fortunate as I am to have such a healthy relationship are often looked down upon and pitied by today's society, an issue that's only more noticeable during the holidays. You're expected to start off the New Year's with a kiss as the ball drops. Every Valentine's Day, you're supposed to have a hot date planned. And by the time you're in your mid-20s, even going home for Thanksgiving dinner seems to always yield the dooming question of, "So, honey, when are you going to get a boyfriend?" Going to weddings, you're supposed to have a +1, and even going out to a fancy dinner by yourself is looked at by society as simply weird. But is being alone really such an issue? Why do we as a society look at solidarity with such disdain? Today, we will examine this issue together using the Rotary 4-way test. First, is it the truth? Now, there's no denying that we as a human species are social creatures. According to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, love and belonging is the second most important human need, falling shy only to biological sustenance, such as food, water, and shelter. And it's not so difficult to see our intense desire, our absolute human need for companionship and love, if we only take a closer look at the world around us today and the way media portrays it. When the character Eponine from the musical Les Miserables walks through the rain singing, "On my own, pretending he's beside me," you can't help but feel bad for her. Or at least I couldn't, considering I started sobbing uncontrollably for the rest of the movie. And while this may seem like a completely realistic way to be sad and lonely, sometimes our irrational fear against being alone can lead to some ridiculous levels. Heck, the girls at my high school even go to the bathroom in packs. And excuse me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure you can do your business in there just as well with or without the help of your 4 other friends. And on the other end of the spectrum, while this may seem like a completely trivial issue, sometimes our society's stigma against solidarity can lead to much more detrimental effects. Which leads us to the second question of the Rotary 4-way test. Is it fair to all concerned? At my high school, for example, many of our classes are graded solely based upon graded discussion, graded debate, and classroom participation. However, introverts who are inherently and biologically less inclined to speak up in such crowded and noisy environments in which students are yelling and screaming at each other from across the room over a debate on the death penalty, for example, these introverts are inherently more academically challenged and less likely to succeed out of no fault of their own. Additionally, eliminating the stigma against solidarity in our society leads to the third question of the Rotary 4-way test. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Especially in society today, in which we are constantly inundated by the pinging of our cell phones or the ringing of our laptop notifications via email, it is getting increasingly more difficult for us to find the vital time we need to reconnect and recharge with ourselves, both mentally and emotionally. While social media such as Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram allow us to reconnect with old friends and build new friendships, it equally detracts from the important time we need with ourselves emotionally, something that can be extremely detrimental, both psychologically and emotionally. Even when I do set aside my cell phone or shut off my laptop, more than once have my friends come to me angry and annoyed because I didn't reply to their last Snapchat or I left them on read via text message. In conclusion, the fourth and final question of the Rotary 4-way test is satisfied in that spending a little time alone is beneficial to all concerned. According to Psychology Today, solidarity not only boosts productivity and concentration, but it also allows us to embrace and improve on our own human problem-solving skills. It allows us to understand our own emotions better, and consequently, allows us to interact with others more positively. And with all these benefits associated with just spending a little time alone, maybe we shouldn't be so averse to spending all those Friday nights in. Maybe being alone doesn't necessarily mean that we're lonely. In fact, I challenge you to not only treat others the way you want to be treated, but to treat yourself the way you want to be treated. Next Valentine's Day, take yourself out to a romantic dinner littered with rose petals and candle lit. Next New Year's Eve, give yourself a kiss, or at least try to. And maybe then, as famous poet Derek Wilcott so eloquently wrote, there will come a time when with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door, in your own mirror. But before then, would you please excuse me, but Leonardo DiCaprio and I have some of our own alone time to spend. Thank you.